The night started with laughter. The kind of forced, echoing laughter that fills the gaps between people who secretly can't stand each other. I remember the warm glow of the chandelier over the table, the clinking of wine glasses, the scent of roasted duck and expensive perfume. My heart was already heavy, but I smiled anyway, because tonight was supposed to be special. My sister's engagement dinner. I had bought a new dress for it. Simple. Elegant. The kind that didn't scream for attention, but whispered quiet confidence. I was proud of her, despite everything she'd done to make sure I never quite felt like part of the family. She was always the golden child, the biological one. The daughter with our mother's eyes and our father's smirk. I was the outsider they rescued. The adoption story they told to sound charitable at dinner parties. The walking reminder that I wasn't truly one of them. But tonight, I thought maybe things would be different. The restaurant was one of those luxury spots where the menu doesn't have prices. I had to Google the dishes just to understand what they were. My parents, my sister, her fiancé, and a few of their friends were already there when I arrived. I waved, smiling, but my sister barely looked up. "Sorry, we're kinda tight on space," she said, motioning toward a small table off to the side. "You might want to grab that one before someone else does." I froze. The table she pointed to wasn't part of our reservation. It was near the kitchen doors, where waiters rushed in and out, where the noise of plates and pans drowned out conversation. I looked around, thinking maybe she was joking. But she wasn't smiling. Everyone was staring at me. Some with pity, others with discomfort. My mother's eyes darted away. My father cleared his throat and sipped his wine. "Go find another table?" I repeated, my voice cracking. "Well," she said, "this is kind of a family thing. You know. Blood family." She emphasized the last words like knives twisting in my chest. Her fiancé shifted uncomfortably, but said nothing. I wanted to disappear. To melt into the marble floor. But I didn't. I just nodded, pretending it didn't matter, and quietly walked to that lonely table near the kitchen. Every step echoed in my ears like a heartbeat. The waiter hesitated when he saw me sit down. "Are you with the party up front?" I forced a smile. "Not anymore. They laughed without me for hours." I watched from a distance as my sister clinked glasses, told stories about their childhood, and showed off her ring. I could barely taste the food I ordered. It felt like chewing guilt and humiliation. When dessert came, my sister finally waved the waiter over. She pointed to me. "Oh, and put her tab with ours," she said. "Actually, no. Separate it. She's got her own bill." The waiter nodded. Moments later, he came back with a small, folded check. $3,270. My stomach dropped. Apparently, when I had ordered, thinking it was covered by the family tab, the dishes came from the exclusive tasting menu. The one that cost more than my rent. I looked up at my sister. She was watching me. Smiling. "Consider it a little reminder," she said, raising her glass. "Next time, know your place." The table laughed. Even my parents. I felt something inside me die that night. But something else was born. Revenge doesn't come in an instant. It grows. Quietly. Patiently. Like a seed buried in resentment and watered with silence. Over the next few months, I started planning. I wasn't going to scream or beg for their love anymore. I was going to show them who they'd rejected. My sister's fiancé, Dylan, was a financial analyst. He was sharp, charming, but naive. He reached out to me one afternoon about helping with her wedding preparations. We started talking more. About life. About truth. About the masks people wear. It wasn't supposed to happen. But the more he saw through her, the more he saw me. The real me. The one who had been cast out yet somehow stayed kind. The one who didn't play games or use people. And slowly, he started to change. He canceled plans with her. He confided in me. He told me how controlling she was, how cruel she'd become behind closed doors. The night before their engagement party, he showed up at my apartment. His face was pale, his eyes wide. "I can't do this," he said. "She's not who I thought she was." He left her the next morning. And that night, at the engagement party my sister had bragged about for months, she stood alone, humiliated, in front of dozens of guests. I watched from a distance, standing at the bar, sipping champagne. When she finally saw me, her face twisted with rage. She stormed over. "You think this is funny? You think this is justice?" I leaned in close. "No," I whispered. "This is mercy." She blinked, confused. I smiled faintly. "Justice was the email I sent your fiancé last week. The one with screenshots of your messages to your ex. The ones you sent while you were with him." Her face turned white. "You didn't think I saw them?" I said softly. "You left your iPad at Mom's once. I guess even adopted sisters notice things." She tried to speak, but nothing came out. I placed a check on the bar, $3,270, paid in full. "We're even now," I said. "But don't worry. You can keep the table." Then I walked out. That night, the air felt different. Lighter. The sound of my heels against the pavement echoed with power. For the first time in my life, I didn't feel like the adopted one. I felt like the one who finally chose herself. They thought they could shame me into silence. But they forgot, when you've already been thrown away, you stop being afraid of losing anything. And that's when you become unstoppable.